All right. Welcome everybody to our WoW Wednesday testimonial call on the AO scanner. I'm first going to read the disclaimer and then I'll explain a little bit about this call. So, get one more person in here. Oops, two more people. All right. So, our disclaimer is the AO technology is not a medical device. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any disease. If you are sick, please consult with your healthcare provider. So, in saying that, our Wow Wednesday call, is put on by Dr. Sheila and myself. And our intentions with this call is so that people can share their testimonials on our call. And this can be testimonials for the Solex, the technology itself. It can be the 660 band. It can be the inner illuminator. It could be our supplements. Anything that you're using within Solex, you are welcome to share a testimonial on. And we want to keep this call kind of testimonial related. If you've got some business calls, we do have a business call. I know Dr. Sheila holds a business call. I hold a business call. So leave your questions for business to our business call. That way we can share as many testimonials as we can. And then if you're here because you've been invited by somebody, please follow up with that person after the call if you have further interest. Dr. Sheila, would you like to add anything?
Just that we really appreciate you taking the time to come and to share anything that you can share, because every little thing that, well, everything that you think might be little actually could be very big for someone else. I have been in here for 14 months and I still learn something every single week on this call. So thank you so much. And if you have people that you're working with, family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, that have experienced anything, invite them here and let us hear from them. It is really powerful and you never know who it might impact. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sheila. All right, we'll just go ahead and open our call up. If you have anything, just unmute yourself and share what you have. All right. Anybody got any testimonials that they'd like to share?
I'll go.
Okay, go for it, Tamara.
Just want to give an update on my client who had knee surgery. What's today? Wednesday. She had it on Tuesday. So just giving an update. She continued to sleep well. I kept doing a playlist for that. I would do a comprehensive scan on her knee. And then the morning of the surgery, I did a full comprehensive scan. And then her daughter let me know everything went well. And then I did another one in the afternoon. And then I created a post-surgery playlist that I ran for her. And she got home the next day. She said today she messaged me on her little voice clip for her inner voice and said she's doing amazing. So she's like, thank you for all the help. And I don't know. I like to think that I helped.
Yeah, you did. You certainly did. I'll tell y'all a little bit about Scott. I reached out to, I have a little group where when we've got people that are really sick, or maybe they've got something going on and they have a scanner, and maybe just running scans just for yourself or your loved one is not enough, then I'll reach out into my group and say, hey, can people run this particular playlist? And that's what I did starting the day before yesterday, I believe it was. I reached out to the group and I said, okay, Scott's really having some major stuff going on. And if you can play this playlist, I would really appreciate it. So everybody got him loaded in their device and they started broadcasting frequencies for him. And he started to show signs of improvement with what we were targeting. And I think at the very beginning we were targeting like a bladder infection, kidney infection, things that we knew that was going on. Oh no, it was kidney stones. I felt like he was passing a kidney stone, so everybody started broadcasting for kidney stones. And by that evening, he was feeling a little bit better. So I like to think that that's what was helping. And then last night, we were having everybody run on him because I felt like he had a blood clot. And so I made a blood clot. I don't think I made the blood clot list. I think Nadia did because I was at a point where I just couldn't even think straight. I think I had a blood clot list that I had made like the day before or something, and I was running that one, but I felt like it didn't have everything in it. So she made another one for me because we always muscle test to find the right frequencies for our playlist. So she was able to pop in. Nadia is such a good help to me. We both help each other very much. So she'll go in there and she'll muscle test. She made a playlist, and he actually was able to rest through the night. But then it got to the point where he couldn't rest, and we kind of figured maybe it was all the frequencies that were going. So tonight, I'm just going to run a playlist on him tonight just for sleep because last night he didn't get much sleep. He was able to rest, but he really didn't get to sleep. So, the power of doing or having several people do frequencies on you is simply amazing. So if you ever get in a pinch and maybe you're running frequencies on yourself and you have a scanner, but you need a little extra help, reach out to me, reach out to somebody on your team and see if they can't run frequencies for you too, because it seems like there's power in multiples helping each other. So and we did this because Lauren, I had one of my team members, her mom got sick with COVID, and she was in the hospital, and she died once, and they said she would never make it out of the hospital. And so he actually called me that night, and he said, Tammy, I know you have a big presence on Facebook. Why don't you get a group of everybody together and run frequencies on her mom and see if that doesn't help? And I went, really? We can do that? And he goes, yeah, you can do that. Do it as a group. So I made that little group up thinking, well, we'll just help more people this way. And everybody that's in this group either has a scanner or they're a Reiki healer or they just pray, because the power of prayer is huge. So anyway, we started playing frequencies on her, and she ended up dying 3 or 4 times, and it's Jen LaFave in case you want to ever ask her the story. But it was her mom, and she was intubated 3 different times. But she's here to tell her story, and the doctors said she would never make it out of the hospital. So I firmly believe it was because of all of us running frequencies on her, and we would switch it up every time she got something new or they said that something different was happening with her. We would switch up the playlist. We would put stuff on our scanners. We would put a crystal on our scanner sometimes. Sometimes we would write an affirmation and put that on the scanner while it was scanning or broadcasting for her. So there are so many things you can do with the scanner to kind of help your people. So just remember that if you're ever sick and you just can't seem to get over the hump, lean on us, lean on those of us that have scanners, and maybe ask one of us to run some frequencies for you, or get in my little group because it's free. If there's not very many of us, and we all just help each other out. So anyway, that's my testimonial with Scott. So I'm gonna open it up, let anybody else like to share. And just unmute if you want to share.
Hey, Tammy. Oh,
Go right ahead.
Oh, I'll go real quick because I'm driving. So I'm not gonna look at you guys. But hey, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Janine.
I just wanted to say that we just need to remember that we can literally use this for everything. And it's just amazing to me. There's not a day that goes by that I don't use it all day, every day on myself and everybody else. But some of the things that I hear back from people are things that I never would have thought about. Like I had a lady, she and her kids had some outdoor event, some sporting event, and they're in Texas. And anybody who's in Texas knows that the heat is pretty oppressive right now. And she said that she made some dots for heat exhaustion. She just went in there, and she's not a practitioner. She's just a mom. She went in there, found some frequencies. She made a heat exhaustion playlist, and she said it helped a lot. And she also told me her husband had a 4-hour test that was a really hard test. He was, in the past, he's been really nervous about these things, anxiety producing. But she said that she ran frequencies on him, put some dots on him, and he came out of there. He felt great. He wasn't stressed. It's just a completely different experience. So I thought that was pretty amazing. And then this past week, I know I've testified before about using it on my little dog, but he just has the worst anxiety in the car. So I had started off doing Cephis and just making up a playlist, and that was helping him. But what I noticed is that when I run his vital scan, so anybody who doesn't know how to do that, you can imprint your pets as I was going to say pets as people, but you can put your pets in under your profile and you can click on them, and I run his vital scan. But what's amazing about that is it gives us the balancing harmonics, just like on Inner Voice. And it seems to me that those balancing harmonics are even more powerful for him than the Cephis. So I'll turn it on, I'll set it down right next to him and let him listen to it. The other day he was panting and just having a fit. I turned that thing on, and it was literally instantaneous. Like immediately the panting stopped, he calmed right down, and he went to sleep. And it just amazes me because there's no placebo effect with pets. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know what to expect. They don't know that, oh, I'm doing a therapy that's going to make me better. But I can literally see it. And so that's all I got for you tonight. But it is amazing. Run the vitals on your pets and play their balancing harmonics.
And
I just learned this from a friend today. Actually, it was today, that there is separation anxiety under homeopathics by symptom.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dog's got that problem. So I've been running that, but I didn't know it was available.
Yeah. Sometimes people, we need to get in and look at that homeopathic list and the different symptoms, because I was in there actually today looking at different stuff, and I thought, oh, well, that's in there. I had no idea. So get in there.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm thinking of taking this class. Well, I would have a title behind my name, and supposedly the people that are, selling the class, they say that's what you need. You need a title behind your name to get clients. And I just wonder what everybody, and I was a teacher for 42 years, and I taught family and consumer science, which is a lot of nutrition. So I feel like I'm pretty up to date in this class, or this, what I would be taking is on nutrition. And it's like, I think I don't need it, but I don't know. What's everybody's idea on that? Because I don't have a ton of clients.
I honestly don't think you need a title behind your name. If you have an authority with this scanner, which Carolyn, you do.
And you're a quantum living advocate.
There you go. You have QLA. There you go.
That's powerful.
So this class I just looked up, and it says I would be a nutritional counselor. So if I take this training, I would be a nutritional counselor. So is that going to give me any more clout or clients? And the lady says, well, you can explain things so well. Well, I spent 42 years telling kids about nutrition, and they were middle schoolers. You got to get low for that.
Carolyn, where are you located?
Nebraska.
I'm in Florida, and there was a huge case where a woman came. She was in California. She did one of those schools. Husband's a military man, and they moved here to the Panhandle. It's not just Florida, but because I'm in Florida, it resonates. She had a baby, so she was doing kind of mommy and me things. And she was getting a lot of traction. A lot of people were saying, oh, you need to come see so-and-so. She's really doing good. Well, someone, because nutritionists are licensed and registered in this state.
Oh.
And so she had a call, someone pretending from the state. And so she got a cease and desist order. She fought it. They put her in jail. She fought it. It went to the Supreme Court. She is now in federal prison. So I would caution that you don't need this, because to work with the device. The device is an educational, you already have the education. You are taking what is in your brain and what comes up on the scanner, and you are using your intellectual abilities to extrapolate data, and it's just information. If you were to get more designation, someone might think, oh, well, she's a nutritional counselor. She gave me a nutritional, and it starts blurring that line. So I would caution that sometimes we seek to have that authority when we already have it. We have it from our Creator to love and take care of each other and to offer our gifts. And your gift, by 40 years of teaching, is teaching and educating, and that is a gift. And so I would just take that and your quantum living advocate that you already have and put that behind you, and that and it's going to come from inside. When you are confident inside yourself that I have something and I've got to share it, that's going to come across, because your genuine love to help and share with people already is present. So just get that confidence in yourself that I'm here to share this and help people. You don't need designations. Yes, Tammy has them, Sheila has them. That's something they brought into it. They already had it. It doesn't necessarily help you. So if you're going to spend money to do that, I'd put my money into doing marketing, to doing some of the things Tammy's doing, with getting some emails, getting some Canva times to get some things started, built up, so that you can start posting and reaching a broader audience that you would have been put in class time.
Yeah.
But those are my 2 cents.
Oh, your 2 cents are wonderful. Thank you so much. Because I've had, I've had 2 semesters of chemistry. I've had biology, physiology, anatomy. I've had all that stuff. So, I mean, I'm not super at all of it, and I've had tons of nutrition classes. So yeah, you've helped me a lot. I really appreciate it, because, this lady was selling a course.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's on here tonight.
Maybe. The other thing I would say is, when we talk about foods and whatnot, my background is such that I would couch it more in a digestive issue, because you can talk about digestion. That is an anatomical function.
Right.
Nutrition, that's where it gets tricky. Yep. And so with the scanner, we're seeing that there are issues with you digesting XYZ. There are issues with your cellular ability to take in or process, rather than you need to eat a diet of, you need to avoid such and such food. It's more what's happening digestively. So with your anatomy background and everything, you'll be able to extrapolate on that. That keeps you in a safer territory.
Thank you so much. I don't want to be in federal prison, even if it's 3 hots and a cot.
Well, she fought it, and she did a lot of other things, but it highlights the point that she felt that it was freedom of speech in her home, but she was getting an income from it. She was, charging a nominal thing rather than donations. I mean, there's a whole thing that we could go in the business side of our group to help protect people. But she kind of pushed the boundaries, And so they're like, okay, if you're not going to honor what we're trying to work with you on, then fine, we'll throw the book at you. So it has two sides to it. It wasn't just that she spoke out inappropriately, but it has two sides. She did push the limits, and she was warned that she was stepping into a territory that was regulated. She was free to get a license. She chose not to.
Wow. Thank you.
Somebody in the chat is asking here about any severe eczema testimonies. Yes, my mother had severe eczema. I have her testimonies in my group. You can see the pictures of her. I started with her back in October of 2020, and it literally took us about, let's see, so October, November, December, January, February, 5 months to get that cleared up. But I will tell you, it took a lot of diet, cleaning up her diet. She's also diabetic. But what we used a lot, just to give you a tip and a trick, is that there's complete frequency set in your quantum frequencies. We used that quite a bit with her, and that's what helped to make a change. So Cassandra, when you're building a playlist, throw complete frequency set in there. I don't know why it is with eczema or any type of skin issue. It's almost like skin issues have more than just, a microbiome issue. There's a lot of different underlying issues with skin issues. It can be a lot of different things. But that complete frequency set was one of the things that really helped her. So that's just one testimony. And if anybody else has any testimonies on eczema, this is what somebody's looking for if anybody has anything.
I don't have a testimony, but I do have some advice. When you're dealing with eczema, you need to be doing some body system scans and comprehensives, because it could be liver needs detox, kidneys need detox, because skin is a third elimination pathway. If those first two pathways are clogged, we're trying to express through the skin. And then you've got the whole microbiome. So the frequencies are very, very supportive, but they've got to clean up the terrain, physically. So.
And that's why I said because we had to do a complete diet rehaul. I mean, just a whole bunch, and it took me many months to get her figured out. So eczema is one of those tough things. So.
But that's the great thing about the complete frequency set, because we don't know what the root may be, but we can use that and the body will take exactly what it needs. So that's a powerful tool.
Yes. And you can also apply the scanner and put erase, wherever those spots are at, start with erasing that, and putting that intention. I'm telling you, that's powerful. It's so powerful. I even did it with Scott's kidneys, erase on both, also turning them on. So I did all kinds of things.
Even if I had her like take a picture of where she's getting the eczema on her body and then setting that as like an object, I could totally do it that way. Hey,
yes.
So I don't have her in front of me. She's a distance client, so then I could do the erasing there as well, I think. Hey,
yes, absolutely.
Okay. Oops, sorry. I've got some really good ideas. We're already addressing like the guts microbiome, the skin of the microbiome and all that stuff, but I definitely think that the complete frequency set will be a game changer, because like I said in the message, she's got some betrayal issues, some abandonment issues, a lot of emotional things going on, other than just the train of what's happening within the body systems too. Like Sheila was saying, Dr. Sheila was saying with the liver and everything too, there's so much going on. So I think complete frequency set will be a game changer. I'm having her listen to her inner voice harmonics as of right now. So starting there, and then also going to include like maybe even some of the detox frequencies in the homeoenergetics. Sorry, I apologize for this.
It's okay, Cassandra. And just remember, when you're doing the detox frequencies, 1 or 2, not a whole bunch of them. Don't do a whole bunch of those. Also, do Ultimate Emotions in a playlist since she's got a lot of emotional stuff going on. Trace Mental Complete would be good. And then, yeah, have her listen to her tones as many times as you can get her to listen.
Another thing too, when I first started in practice, I had a lot of success with having people just speaking affirmations. Very powerful. You don't even have to believe it, but when you speak it, your cells don't know the difference between truth and fiction. They only know what you're putting out there. That's why people can change their lives with putting out a new message. So what I have people doing, since Lauren says the fourth inner voice is the one that typically is from trauma or suppressed or repressed, I would focus on that one, have her wear that color every day, no matter what color comes up, focus on that color, take the positives that are listed and have her speak those out loud as affirmations. And she may not believe all of them, and tell her she doesn't have to believe them, but she needs to speak them. And if she can look in the mirror and speak them, and if she can do that 3 times a day, make that a habit. That is powerful.
I can
I look
piggyback
forward
off
to
of that.
updating you guys on how it goes.
Yeah. I did that with my mom too. I had her we did some sticky notes and I put it in her bathroom, in her bedroom, where she sits. I said, Mom, you need to read these every day, because she had that negative script in her head all the time, and she's getting better. So it works, you guys. It works. Thanks for sharing that, Dr. Sheila.
You are welcome. I'm incorporating it into a new signature program, so I'm really excited. I just know how powerful it is when
Oh, yeah.
I've seen, I mean, I had a lady that she had some really, really bad health issues. And through working with her, she said, I think what made the biggest difference is those affirmations. They just changed my life.
Yeah. I have an amazing book, and I'm going to share it because I think it is a very powerful book. I don't know if you guys have this, but I would recommend getting it.
Can't read it.
Okay,
Can't read it.
I'll type it. I'll type it in the chat and the author. But it is a thick book with tons of affirmations for health issues. So it's something that I use in my practice.
Now you can enter those into your scanner too, kind of like Chelsea does with the prayers.
Yep.
Oh
Sure
my
can.
word.
Yes, you sure can. And I'll just let somebody else share anything they have while I'm typing.
Shelley Lewis.
How do you enter those
Under your supplements.
into your supplements? You enter the affirmations in where your supplements are.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
You'll make a category maybe just for your affirmations, and then put all the affirmations in a category all by themselves. That's what I did with like food. I haven't done the affirmations yet.
Okay. Well, another one is Louise Hay. She's
Yeah.
got great affirmations. You guys all probably know that. And this is a cool thing. Feelings alive, feelings buried alive never die. And it's just a little thing.
Those are both great books. I have both of those too, but I have been falling in love with this one because
I don't see it in the Healing Questions Guide.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shelley Lewis, I think she tried to share.
Oh, go ahead, Shelley. Go ahead, Shelley.
So I just wanted to say that, since I've been doing all the scans to myself, I do a scan every day. Every day I do one. And I don't always listen to my balancing harmonics, but I do a scan every day in her voice. But something happened that I didn't even realize because I wasn't even targeting it. But before I started this journey, I had bone spurs on my heels. They're gone, and I didn't even target them. They're just gone. They don't even hurt.
Oh my word.
It's crazy. I just was like going the other day. I was like, my feet don't hurt at all. Not at all. So that was just that's really cool. Yeah.
Is that just running the easy scan, the vitals? What are you running?
I just run an easy scan every day. Like I said, I don't always even listen to my balancing harmonics because sometimes I don't even have time. It's like 10:30 at night and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get a scan in yet today, and I'll do my scan then. And yeah.
Fall asleep to listening to your tones.
Oh, well, I've been running, so in 2020, when we had all the virus going on and stuff, I got sick really bad. And then I started getting, when I lay on my back, I started getting all this phlegm in my throat. So I looked up a homeopathic for it, and I started running that every single night. It's just continuous all night long. I sleep so good now, and I don't have any issues with it at all. I sometimes would wake up choking because it was so thick. And yeah, I'm not having any issues now at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been very diligent about getting my son's scan every day. So
Good.
we're seeing
Great.
subtle things. So I'm
Hey,
excited.
that's where we need to go. Just subtle.
Just subtle. That's right, just subtle. So
Wow. Mm.
That's awesome, Shelley. All
Okay,
right.
so I have something. Last week I had to have a shot of cortisone in my thumb for a trigger thumb, okay? And it's second time I've had that shot. And next time I'm gonna have to have a little surgery, I guess, if it comes back. But I know how bad those shots hurt. Okay, they really hurt bad. So I was in the exam room and I had my scanner with me, and I decided I'm going to do a playlist and just have it going while I get this shot and see what happens. And so it took the doctor about 15 minutes to come back to the room. So I got the playlist and I started it, and I was all ready. And I knew it was going to be very painful. And it was just like a little pinch. It was like so much different. I was like, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I'm just like, the next day my hand was really sore, but I tried playlists for that, but I got through it. It's doing better. It still hurts, not as bad. It'll get better. But just the shot itself, I was shocked. I was shocked at how much different that shot felt from the first time. Maybe
Wow.
I was prepared, but I had that playlist going, so I was really excited. So another thing is, I was on the guides in our Facebook group, and this is really funny. I can't talk really loud because my husband will hear, but okay. So,
Why do I know what you're fixing to say?
so anyways, okay, I was looking at the chart, and I have had for the last like year and a half at least this pain in my butt, okay, in my right cheek. It hurts so bad, and the chiropractor says it's sciatica, but no pain goes down my leg or anything. I couldn't get rid of it. So I happen to see this chart in the guides, and I look, and it's number 20, and it says anger at men. And I'm like, he really is the pain in my ass, okay? Oh my God. And Shelly and I just cracked up for like 10 minutes on that one, because he would say, I would go, oh my God, I got a pain in the butt. And he goes, yeah, it's probably me. I'm like, it was, okay. But since I've been doing the harmonics, it's a lot better, okay. I'm able to like deal with that a lot better, I guess. So it's about gone.
I have to remember when I put that on YouTube. Lady talks about men being pain in the ass.
I'm sorry, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I love it. I love
That
it.
is awesome.
It's awesome.
Well, next time, and the thing is, I told my daughter about it, and she goes, wait, what side of the butt is that? And I told her, and she goes, oh my God, I just had an argument with my husband and my butt hurts. I'm like, so yeah, anybody with that right butt cheek problem, you know what it is, okay?
Oh.
Kristen, back to your trigger finger. Do you have the 660 band?
No, I don't.
You need
But-
it.
That you don't have it yet.
I don't have it yet. That's it. Yes.
So when you get that, you can put it on. We just spent a couple weeks helping our in-laws move into a house, and he has real bad plantar fasciitis. And so I would just bring it out and stick it on his foot and wrap one of the exercise bands and we just tie it on and put it on. And he is not a natural health believer at all. What I do is whack-a-doodle to them.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay. So I would just walk out when everybody settled down for the night, and I just stick it on his foot, tie it on. He'd look at me, oh, okay, and he'd prop his foot up. By the time we left 2 weeks later, he's like, how much are these? I think I think I'm feeling better. I'm not sure if and then all the excuses, but it really did help with plantar fasciitis. So you've already got the cortisone that's going to bring that swelling down. So go ahead and try and get that 660 band, or if you have the
Inner illuminator.
If you have that red light, you can just kind of run that over it also, and that may hold off or make it so you don't need to have a neck shot or a surgery.
Well, good, because I don't really want that. So that'll be great. Yeah, I'm waiting for my 30% coupon, and then I'll get it. So it should be at the end of this month or first part of next month, because then I'll be in 3 months and have the auto ship for 3 months.
Good deal.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
scan and optimize that hand and wrist and thumb several times too. Try to do that a couple of times a day, and I guarantee you probably get some improvement out of that hand.
Are you telling me to take a picture and then send?
You can do that, or you can go into the comprehensive and just do that. Is that your right hand?
Yes.
Yeah, do your right hand and wrist. Just deselect everything and just select that hand and wrist, and even your musculoskeletal with, in your body system, scan that a couple times.
Okay. All right, I'll do that.
Also help.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Another thing to remember, our incentive this quarter, if you share this with 3 other people, you get a $50 bonus. If you share it with 6 people by the end of the quarter, that's $300.
Yep.
There's an illuminator or 2 660 bands.
Yep.
Okay. All right, good. It's a good incentive. Thanks.
Yes. Yes. All right. Anybody else like to share any testimonials?
I forgot, Dr. Janine was talking about her dog, and I forgot this weekend I was down by my parents, and my parents' toy poodle is going to be 15, and she's not hearing very well, not seeing very well, going to the bathroom, losing her, her incontinent. And so I had been running a playlist for her, but I had not done a vital. So when I was down there on Sunday, I'm like, oh, that's right. What's her birthday? What's, because I had just been doing it in subjects. And I just did the vitals. I didn't even play the playlist for her. And we finally noticed that my sister was there, and she's like, she's looking at me. I'm like, what? She's like, look at me. And she would go over to where my mom had treats, and she would paw at the cabinet. And my mom's like, she never does that. And she looked at me, and she's like, before she had that like cloudy eyes, and you can tell she's like searching, trying to walk, but she literally like was looking at everyone and begging for food. And that's the only thing I did was run the vital scan on her. Didn't even play her playlist. And I mean, my parents, I've been talking and sharing and doing stuff with them, and they're like, oh, that alone like blew their mind. Not any other thing that was probably significant, but the dog can see better was like insane. So, I mean,
Wow.
The thing I did was the vital scan on the dog.
Wow.
So,
But the technology already sent back optimization.
right.
You don't have to do anything.
Pretty cool.
That is so cool.
I'm telling you, these animals are so receptive. That's why I feel like if we would just be a little bit more open, that we probably get bigger results. But sometimes our doubt gets in the way, and I know other people's doubt gets in the way. But if you just really believe it, wow.
Yeah, I believe that.
You don't get a voice recording from your dog. However, I've had some people say that they've done them in the, put their dog in as someone's saying in the chat, how do you get a voice recording? You don't need one for the vitals for the pets. However, if you put your animal in as a human, I have had people get their dog barking for the inner voice, but I've never done that. I always scan my dogs in under my profile as them. Now, when Piggy was sick, I did do her as a human just for Dr. Gursky to look at the scan results because he knew how to read them, but that was the only reason why I did that.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that about us as humans being open. My significant other who's in the shower, I think, is I always call him Eeyore. but his knee he's been having trouble with his knee and it's popping out, and I'm running scans and doing this and doing that, but his negativity tends to win over, and I think that's the problem. So I just keep, and he has not been listening to his inner voice as much, and I think that's a little bit of the trigger that's going on. And I think just throwing ultimate emotions and certain playlist, just sneaking that in, and then doing his inner voice tones that do come up, because I can get him to do the easy scan, putting that in a playlist, get consistent with that again might help. But
yeah. Awesome. Yeah, sneak it in where you can. All right, anybody else?
I have one.
Go ahead, Tina.
Yay.
I'm gonna keep the video off though.
That's okay.
All right. So back in May when I wasn't the one that got scanned. I paid to get my mom scanned and my husband, but right now I'm gonna just talk about my mom. She has been on a CPAP for years, and she's been living with us since February of 2020. And towards the fall, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Basically, it was what stage, and they said it's like don't leave her home alone. I said, okay. So, anyways, back to the CPAP. Last year, I believe the CPAP that she has was being recalled because it had some cancerous things on it. So she's been without the CPAP for about over a year, just shy over a year. Well, back in May when I scanned her, when I did this at night, I think it was about 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. She has yet to sleep through the night. Even with the CPAP, because she doesn't keep it on, but she has yet to sleep through the night. She gets up every 10, 20 minutes, if not 5 minutes, to either go to the restroom or get something to drink or snack. There's always evidence all over my house that she snacked. So anyways, I ran the scan. The next day, or that same night, she slept all night long for the first time. And after, I want to say a week, if not shorter, I can't remember, maybe it was a week and a half, she came up to me and she was telling me that she dreamt of my son, which was really crazy. She said that she went to the door. She said she's waiting for Corey to come in. It's like, okay, so what are you talking about? My ex or, my son. My son was killed last year. She goes, no, little Corey. I said, okay. Definitely paused quite a bit. And then she just kept on and kept on. And then I said, just as I was going to ask her, do you know where Corey's at? She goes, Corey's not here, is he? I said, nope. So she pointed up to the sky. And then went to bed. So she hasn't had a dream in a very long time.
Wow.
And she's had quite a few of them since then.
Wow, Tina, that's amazing.
My brain is trying to process all that.
Yeah, mine is too.
Wow.
That's impactful there because to me it's almost like yeah. Oh wow. That's big.
And
Yeah.
that was just the scan that I played over and over and over again
Yeah.
for a month because I didn't sign up or anything. I think with Shelly, I think we did it 1 or 2 times, and then I finally broke down and got mine a week and a half ago.
Oh, well, good. Well, welcome, welcome. We're glad to have you. And I hope you get to have more and more beautiful experiences.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else like to share anything at all? We've got a few more minutes here before the Solex call.
Yeah, I just want to mention, I am just all about getting this thing into every single household so that every household can have this kind of empowerment to have these kinds of experiences. Please make sure that you are sharing with people because everyone deserves to have what we have.
Yeah.
There's just nothing that offers what this does.
You said that beautifully, that's for sure. All right. Let me check the chat, see if there was any questions. And I let Cassandra know that my mom's testimony is also in the Solex group, so you can just type in my name and you can find her testimony. We're still working on that spot on her back, so we're still working on it, but it's changing all the time. So I'm hoping that I am drinking water. Why are you asking what I'm drinking? I'm drinking water. Why am I slurred in my words? God, I hope I'm not.
No, because it looks red, so I was curious if you were drinking like beet juice or.
No, just water. Just water. I have been putting electrolytes in my water, but yeah, no. I had celery juice the other day on one of my calls. They're like, "What are you drinking, Debbie?" And I thought, "Oh, yeah, I gave up alcohol. It'll be 2 years in June, so I'm like loving it." All right.
Tammy,
Yes.
Tammy, Nancy asked about some help with her husband having
Oh, I
a lot
see
of.
that.
Okay.
Heavy mucus. All right, what can I do? I would definitely scan his probably his lungs. Is it coming from the lungs? Do you think it's from that, or is there something that he's doing to create the mucus? Is he eating the wrong foods, or can you give me a little?
Well, he's had mucus, like a lot of sinusitis, let's
Ah,
say, for a long time. And he had pneumonia in 2015. But he's always had clearing his throat, all the time. And I was just wondering if there's a really good playlist or something that I could use on him all the time. And then I don't know. And we're checking out our antique store and it's super dusty. So it's even worse now.
I would focus on making sure you're running a scan on him every day, maybe twice a day, so that the system can optimize him. And then from there, build a playlist, but make sure that you're scanning and optimizing.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So would that be the vitals then? Or comprehensive?
I do easy, but then
Yeah.
I would do a comprehensive on respiratory as well.
Right.
And
Okay.
body systems. Do the body systems, do the respiratory and the body systems too.
Okay.
And then maybe scan him in his homeopathic, scan him under the homeopathics and maybe find some of the, maybe there's something on mucus or even, the lungs or the throat, something in there, and scan and find out which homeopathic would be best for him and add that
Okay.
to the playlist.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Nancy, did I hear you say he's at a feed store?
No, we have an antique store.
Antique. So you
Yeah.
might want to look at an environmental, look for environmental detox or something to support respiration in that regard.
That's a good
You know
idea.
what? You know what else you could do? And I'm just thinking, since you said it's an antique store, you've got some really old things probably coming from different areas. I would put that antique store in your spaces and objects and maybe clear and shield that
Oh, clear and shield.
yeah, because you don't know what's coming in on products or things that you got, and there could be some weird juju there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm speaking
Oh.
out into the woo-woo land, but
I know, I hear you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
true.
No, it's negative energies.
Yeah,
Negative energies.
and you really
I've
got to be
got a
careful with
question.
stuff like that.
So-
Yeah, go ahead.
I went to supplements and then I went to add. So do I just put affirmations in here?
Yeah, you can. Let me share my screen and I'll show you what I'm talking about
Okay,
real
great.
quick since we got time here. And I'll just let everybody keep speaking whatever I'm pulling this up. You'll go into, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, let me make sure I get it in there. All right, let me scrunch up you guys just a little bit. And I have not done this yet, but I would like to do this. So you go to your profile. Can you see my screen, Carolyn?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, then
That's
you'll
what
go to supplements and library or supplement library.
That's what I did.
And then you want to go to add.
I did.
And then you want to add a category for your affirmations. So type in affirmations. And then once you have that added, you'll go down there and you'll make sure that that's clicked. And then you'll put your first affirmation, be it, if it's for abundance, then put abundance there and then write the affirmation down here in the description.
Oh, wow. And then how does it, and then you put it in.
And then just save it. All you got to do is save it. And then it'll be in your scanner. So now I've got the category in there and I have no excuses. I got to go in there and put some affirmations in there. So I personally would do some under abundance. I'd put one under love. I'd put one, there's all kinds of ways you can title them, but the name of it would be like the title for your abundance. Or the title of your affirmation is one way you could do it. I've seen also people just put the affirmations here and then do it here too. So it's just how you want it to appear on your scanner.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
you.
You're welcome.
It's awesome.
All right, we got a few more minutes left. Do we have anything else we want to share? Let me look at the chat. It looks like there's some new messages. Yeah, check for mold too at your antique store. You could actually probably do mold detox on that antique store.
Yep.
No, I was at the health food store today and they had sage and lavender for sale. And then you're supposed to burn it. And I go, why do you burn this? And she said to get rid of negative energies.
Yeah. Now I do roll frankincense. I have like a little bag here and they're like frankincense deals and you put them on a little charcoal deal and I have a little deal and that's frankincense is huge powerful compared to even lavender and sage. And even Santo Pano. Yeah, Santo Palma or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you
use
mean.
that a lot too, but
wow.
Frankincense is powerful.
So should I diffuse should I diffuse frankincense?
You can. Yeah, you can.
Or just you burn it in pellets?
You burn the resin?
Yeah, I burn the resin.
Where do you find those at?
You can get it on Amazon.
Amazon.
Just frankincense resin.
Yeah, frankincense resin. You can actually chew on this too, believe it or not.
Well, frankincense, a Young Living essential oil is so expensive.
It is. It is. There's some good brands out there that aren't as expensive, but that is one of them that I have to do somewhere else because it's like, good gosh, little bitty bottle, $100 and some odd dollars.
Wow.
It is a lot.
So what were those called? Frankincense?
Frankincense resin.
Resin. Oh, that's a word.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll try to send you the link from Amazon where I bought mine. I'll try to remember that.
Oh, you don't have to. I could probably read it. Well, whatever you want to do.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? Oh, how do you muscle test for frequencies? Well, do you know how to muscle test yet, Kristen? Do you know how to muscle test? I can't. I do it with my fingers.
You're muted, Kristen.
Yeah, you're muted, Kristen. Unmute yourself. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay, I just know how to do it on somebody else.
Yeah, I do it with my fingers. You get your yes, you get your no. And then I even have a whole list of, you can put everything in a list and you can do it that way, or when you're going through, you can just ask, is this a good one? I intuitively do it a lot when I'm looking through my, the frequencies. It's like it just kind of elevates off the page and I know that's the right one. But that's me. I've been doing it a long time.
Okay, so you do the muscle, like hold your fingers and break loose if it's not
Yep.
good. And okay.
Yeah, you'll have to ask, what's your yes and what's your no. You gotta set that intention, clear your mind and all that. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. All right. We are going to go ahead and close this call so we've got time to go to the Solex call. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for sharing. Next week, come again, share again, bring your interested people. And if you're here because you were invited, please follow up with the person that invited you here because they cared enough to bring you here. So we love everyone here. We are thankful for each and every one. And I am so thankful. Dr. Sheila, would you like to say a few words?
Amen. Right along with you. And also realize if you have difficulty talking to people about this technology, you can always share the recordings of these calls. These
Yeah.
are powerful calls and it really gets people's attention. So just know that that's available to you. And thank you for taking your time to come and join us because this is really important. Everybody's learning from everybody and we are better able to help the rest of the world. Thank you so much. We do love you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, and gentlemen, too, that are here. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.